Hoppy, do you want the Pens to trade Guentzel? And if so, what would it take to move him? I don't know. This is a pretty loaded one for me. Like,
it's
really
crazy.
It depends on what happens the next 3 or 4 weeks. That's my answer. If they look like they can make it into the playoffs, and I don't know, this is a roster that in the East is deeper in my opinion. The West is more top heavy. And in the East,
right.
if you can get in and you can catch a little bit of heat and someone besides Crosby does something for you, the Penguins have a chance. And I'm at the point where this is glory days. Crosby, who knows which year he'll retire. Yeah, I'd like to see him take another kick. But if the team keeps looking like they've looked the last couple of weeks for the first week or two coming out of the break, yeah, trade him. He's kind of like you talked about, Z. He's at that ripe age where you don't really want to give him a big ticket, especially in a weird spot for this roster. Like Vancouver, it's a little bit different, right? At least they're in a window where they're trying to truly contend. I don't think Pittsburgh's really in that window with some of the contracts they're carrying with Letang, Malkin, Crosby, Carlson all getting 1 year older after this. I don't know. I think if you can get the right return, which if you're trading with Vancouver, which is probably what's happening if they don't get Lindholm, because Rutherford loves him some Guentzel, I don't know. You got to get a legit prospect in a first. Otherwise, I'm not entertaining it. Right. I don't know what else the package contains, and I don't know what's being retained or whatever, but I need a legit prospect, and I need a first.
I didn't realize he was 29. It's weird. He's maybe it's just because
he's 30 before next season starts.
That's crazy to me because
doesn't seem
maybe it's just it does feel like he's been around for a long time. I think it's the baby face. I don't know.
Oh,
he's
a
fucking stud though.
He has not aged a day.
And I'm that's man. Yeah, it is that weird age with these contracts, but I don't know, man. He's just so fucking good. And when they've been in the playoffs, my God, is he been a monster?
No, that's the thing though. He will fetch a pretty return just because of the playoff impact, and he scores goals. There's nothing that GMs covet more than goals, and he's putting up 40 a year for you if he's healthy.
No, I was going to say his career average is 0.47 goals per game. He's up playing his 500th game. Yeah, man, that got to be a pretty package. If you're gonna, the second that trade happens, it's oh, this is a weird looking outlook. But then that kind of tells you where they're. I mean, and who knows? Maybe that's where they are.
And again, all it takes is 2 hot weeks coming out of the break, and you know that Dubas is going to push. He's going to try. And I do think on paper, there's a roster there that can compete if you round out a couple of things in the bottom 6 and stay healthy, of course. But with what I've seen the last 3, maybe even 4 weeks, I'm not a current believer. It just sucks when you look at Crosby and it's yep, you are in the Hart conversation or should be, and no one else knows what they're doing.
It's crazy.
Kind of sucks.
Crazy. Yeah, and if Pittsburgh's gonna be well, we don't want to give this contract against at age 30 years old. He's gonna sit what the fuck, man? Malkin, fucking Letang, Carlson's up. I mean, they didn't sign Carlson, but
that's the problem though, is you can't. Then you're literally sticking yourself in a purgatory for however long that you're not going to truly rebuild. You've got an aging core already. Why would you add another guy that's going to be in his 30s for that entire contract? I don't think the fit makes sense, but I don't know. I've seen crazier things happen, I guess.
Right. It is and it's crazy, dude. Because I mean, with how hard they've pushed the chips in, forever, we knew that they would be facing this kind of a decision, or because I mean, if they do move Guentzel, it's yeah, this really isn't working. Because you're gonna look for futures. You're not necessarily getting you something that's gonna help you,
gotta
right now, or realistically, not helping probably that much next year. And it's crazy because like you're in the very early stages of the new Malkin Letang deals. It's like, well, this didn't really go as like we
I
hoping
don't even
for
care.
like 3 years.
I'm fine. I'm fine letting them just coast off and retire, whatever.
Yeah,
if that's like what it is, like for everything they did, I'll get over it. Like loser mentality, fine.
Whatever,
I got 3 cups and a lot of fun playoffs, and of course several that Marc-Andre Fleury shit on. But
yeah,
I don't know. Hard for me to like sit here and complain. This is it. You know, it's more so I hope they make a decision. Either give it a real kick at the can and see if you can do something, or full punt. Start getting rid of assets, figure it out, rebuild. In 2 years, you've still got Crosby firing on all cylinders. Malkin and Letang are going to be more coin flips, but I'll take that risk. Especially with the contracts they're on. Like, they're not bad dollars, even if they see a little bit of regression with age. I don't know. But we don't have to waste much time on the Penguins. No one really cares.